Hey, this is Skullcra. Once again, hey, another personal vlog, channel, not particularly a channel update in this case, but kinda. I mean, more like I guess a channel mini update, since I just kind of ran out of time again to really do an actual gameplay video tonight. Though I did do a stream on my Twitch channel, so if you want to check that out, it's under Skullcraw on Twitch. I think I should have a link on my channel page, not on the actual video here, which I'll try to make a video link for that too at some point and try to make sure to post those links in every video. I'll have to go back and edit those. I'll try to do that this weekend. If not tomorrow night, if I have enough time, which I might. So yeah, this is my bed, and hey, boxes. Anyway, my little gaming box collection. So yeah. Anyway, kind of an update on like where I was earlier today. Why I wasn't on earlier streaming instead of like at 9 or 10 almost streaming. Now it's like 11 past 11:30, so I'm a little past where I should have been. Going to bed. I really would have wanted to be in bed by 10 because hey, I gotta get up early for work. That's why I usually stream at 6 or 7 instead of at 9 or 10. But that's because I was out getting some deals done again, and found a really darn good deal. Originally thought it was a pretty good deal, and I just made a better deal, and then turned out it was an even better deal than I originally thought I'd made it. So guy was locally selling, originally, based on how he listed, and I didn't even think about it when I looked at it, he listed as two 4 gig, two 4 gigabyte sticks of DDR3 memory, PC3 10600 U, so that's I checked it, Samsung memory, so it's actually 1333 megahertz memory, so that would work perfectly in like one of the X58 builds that I already have, or I could slap it into any other DDR3 base build, and it would give it 8 gigs right there. Or since I had two spare 4 gigabyte, two 2 gigabyte sticks that I was gonna put into that i7 860 build to make it 10 gigs total with the other two 4 gig sticks. But it turns out it wasn't two 4 gig sticks, it was actually 4 2 gig sticks. So he just had it listed wrong. He had 2 by 4 gigs when it was actually 2 by 4, but it was actually 2 gig by 4 sticks, or 2 gigs by 4. And I think that's what it actually meant. And I wasn't really paying attention to the picture, honestly, as much as I should have, or I would have seen that it was actually 4 sticks. And I guess I was just thinking that he just had like another 2 4 gig sticks, and he just wasn't selling those for some reason. But anyway, so he's selling that, and listed as a 1 terabyte hard drive. Now I definitely know that is actually what he had listed as. Though, then again, like I said, did not look that closely at the picture. So he was selling the memory for $40 and the hard drive for $25. He was also trying to sell said it was a 1 gigabyte AMD, I think, just listed as an, I don't know if he listed as an HD Radeon or as an AMD Radeon, but either way, he just said it was a 1 gigabyte, Radeon graphics card, and I was like, okay, so what's this? Well, then I asked the model. He gave me I think the serial number, which luckily, it goes a manufacturer serial number, so luckily I know how to look that stuff up. I just input those numbers in eBay, and it pulled up. It was a HD 5570. I'm like, okay, I'm not entirely familiar with it, and then I looked up a picture of what they normally look like, of what like the more like, how do you say it? Like the more business-oriented versions look like. I think my Samsung Tab 3 is actually stuck in a friggin' update loop or something that does that sometimes, so it's constantly making a goddamn notification update sound right now. I'm gonna have to unplug it or something. Oh, that's right, it does do that when I try to charge it with the computer. It is wonky about that. I don't know why. Ow, sorry, I hit something in my eye. Still got it there. Ow, sorry. Anyway, so yeah. Oh, yeah, I gotta close my door because I got the humidifier on, and it's just draining out into the hallway. The front foyer, so it's not doing me any good in here. Not nearly as much as it should, even though it definitely does cover enough space for both this room and my living room, but I think would just drain out to the rest of the house, and it's like, yeah, it almost would cover most of my house, I guess. But anyway, getting back to the point, I tend to do that, especially when I'm tired. So I was checking that out. Because I recognized it after I saw some more pictures of like the other ones that normally only have those really weird, dual mod or DVI ports. Well, this one is actually a more regular consumer one that actually had like an HDMI and I think it had HDMI, DVI, and I don't know if it had a display port or a mini display port, or even like a VGA port on it. I couldn't tell from the angles he gave. But whatever it was, beyond just a regular HD 5570, it only uses DDR3 memory on it, so it's like a GTX series card, or like one of them low-end R7 250s or anything like that. They use the DDR3 RAM, so it's like, those, even when they have higher amounts of RAM, they're just not worth it as much, unless they have a really wide memory bandwidth, and even then. So I was checking specs on that, and I'm like, what was it? Trying to remember what were the benchmarks on it. I think it was running similarly to like the GTX 260, and other DDR3 stuff. But I know it was running way better than like the GT 210s that I have that I was going to shove in some of my really cheap, non-gaming builds, but I know it was able to run Doom, but I know it didn't run quite. I think it ran similarly or not quite as good as my APU build with the A6 7400K when I had that overclocked on both the CPU and the GPU. Oh my god, that thing overclocked phenomenally. Stock cooler, I overclocked it a full gig from 3.5 gigahertz to 4.5 gigahertz. I've probably talked about this before, but and I overclocked the I didn't have access. Well, obviously I don't have access to the memory because of freaking uses shared memory, so I was using just the max. I think it uses up the actual full 2 gigs, or maybe I think. On those, they only use 1 gig, but I don't remember exactly, but no uses more than 512 megabytes. Actually, it might have been accessing 2 gigs. I think it actually might have been. But I do know that, or maybe it's only 1.5. I know it's more. It's a gig or more, and I think it actually does go up 2 gigs. But I'll have to reconfirm that later. Or you guys can if you want. I mean, I can definitely do it. I'm just not gonna do it right now because I just don't have one of those on me, and unfortunately, it's not. I haven't found any of them cheap enough to really make it worth buying. You know, a whole new build for them. I would love to, but right now, though, you know, with that memory, that might make it worth it. I mean, not with 1333 megahertz RAM, because honestly, they really do benefit from high-speed RAM. But yeah, I had the core clocks on that overclocked from, I think they're normally at like 900 megahertz, or even like 850 or something, or 800. I had it overclocked all the way up to like 1200 megahertz. Friggin' crazy. And it was stable too. Though I may have downclocked it a little bit to like, I don't know, like 960 or something. But I think I did get stable again at 1200, and that's how I ended up selling it. Though the guy didn't even end up using it as an APU. I shoved a graphics card into it and made him happy. Whatever. Like, well, it's like almost double the price with the graphics card in there, you know, but nah, that's how he wanted it. And it was a graphics card and a couple other things on top of that, but anyway, so yeah, it's not quite as good as like an APU. So I was thinking he was one. I originally thought, I remember reading that he wanted like what 20 for it, but then I looked again. I was like, no, he wants 30 for it. Like, no, that's not worth it. Like, they're selling new. I mean, they're selling used for 30 or for 20 on eBay, and this was. I don't think it was as good as some of the ones that were selling on eBay. It definitely wasn't as up to date. And he was 130. I'm like, nah, I really don't need it that bad. Not with those GT210s. Like I said, they're not that great, but they were free. they were in the junk. They were tossed in the trash or in the junk, if I remember correctly. Or no, I think someone who. Yeah, that was one of my friends who just left the PC, you know, 2 PCs at my house, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll take those. Yeah, so they're good enough. Sorry. So yeah, long story short, it ended up being, like I said, 4 2 gig sticks instead of 2 4 gig sticks. I would have preferred the 2 4 gig sticks. Could have shoved those into Zeonite with one of the other 4 gig sticks I got with that i7 not with the i7 860 that I got with the i7 920 and an Asus P6T that I'm using now for Zeonite. Which I gotta update the specs on that in on the Twitch stream to reflect that. I would have liked that because then I could have upgraded that to 24 gigs later on. But since it's that, I'm like, okay, I could hold those 4 gig sticks off to the side. Wouldn't be so bad. Or, you know, like I said, I could pull those 2 gig sticks to back off of that and keep it as a 8 gig setup. You know, because yeah, it wouldn't be 10 gigs. It would be 12 gigs on there, but they're kind of silly when you set them up like that, honestly, in my opinion. So I can pull them off to the side and hold on to them for yet another X58 build. That'd be kind of fun. Maybe get the motherboard separate for cheaper and actually set it up with another, not with a X5660, honestly, for the price difference. I could save myself $10, I think, and go with a X5650. Though they're usually right around similar price, so it just depends on which one's actually cheaper at the time. Or hell, even a 5670, or try to go up and get a W series. See if I can pull one of them down for cheap. But either way, it does open up possibilities. Kind of just been thinking on it. But yeah, it turned out to be that. But I did talk him down a bit. Because for the package, he was selling, like I said, that hard drive and the RAM. He wanted to sell it for 40 and 20. For the RAM 40 and hard drive 25. I talked him down to 50 total, so that was already a good deal if it was supposed to be a terabyte hard drive. 8 gigs of RAM, no matter what, that's worth it. But then, on top of that, it didn't end up being a terabyte. It actually ended up being 2 terabytes. And I was like, oh, that's definitely worth it. Hell, that's like $50. I mean, that's almost worth it right there for a 2 terabyte hard drive. And well, $50, hell, that's almost worth it just for that. That's almost what you'd want to pay for 8 gigs of RAM, though I would say you should be able to get 8 gigs of RAM for, less than 40 or 40 or so. Should be a good possibility. That's why I was like, you know what, I'm going to try to hardball them and try to get the RAM for 35 and the terabyte for 15. It's kind of what my train of thought was on that. My angle was on it. But 2 terabytes for 15, fuck. That's like a supreme deal. I should expect to get that for like 30 maybe, or 35. So, I thought I got a pretty good pull off of that. He did say it has to be wiped, so as long as there's nothing wrong with it, there shouldn't be. That should be pretty easy to do. I'm going to slap that into Mystic now, because now I don't have to worry about buying a 2 terabyte drive, and I can pull the 500 gig out of it. And I've got another spare 500 gig I can shove in. So that'd be nice. So I can even save one of them. Either I can shove it. Well, I can't shove it into MicroBeast. The other X58 build. Let's get the i7-920, like I said. I can't shove it in there because it, with that cooler there, it does not have space for a 3.5 inch drive. But I can shove it over into what I call Reevolve, which is the Core 2 Quad Q8400 build. Because right now it's only using a 160 gig, and I'll shove that over to, I think I called it Bare Backbones. It's a, bare bones, down to the, even taking the shirt off its back, build. It's what's that, Pentium, I think it's an E6600. Or no, it's a Core 2 Duo E6600. So really bare bones kit. Really, it's just for somebody who needs just some basic, for like a home theater PC or just a basic PC. Even thinking about, like I said, I'll probably shove, even if I was going to say now that No, I say even if I'm able to score like a spare GTX 570 or 2580s or something, I'll probably hold on to them, use them for an SLI build, and just shove the GT210 in there because Core 2 Duo, it's not worth trying to use it for gaming, honestly. That's the only reason I haven't revived my M11X, because for the price, it's not worth it. Not to mention I don't have a hard drive. Well, I mean, if I pulled that laptop hard drive, but I mean, I could pull a laptop hard drive for it from somebody else or from Micro Center, or even a solid state, but I don't know. I said, the fact that that thing only uses, it's only got a SU 7300, I think it is, Core 2 Duo that maxes out at 1.7 gigahertz. Even though now I know how to go into the BIOS, and I could probably overclock it maybe to 2.5 gigahertz. It already had problems overheating, and with that 550M that's in there, I know it's gonna overheat. Already overheats even further. There's not a lot of easy ways to keep that thing cool. I already had trouble keeping it cool, even with keeping it like raised up. Now I do have, I might have a spare like laptop cooler sitting around. Now I think about it, but even with that, I don't know if it would really be worth it. I mean, I don't know. Because like I said, it got fried in a lightning storm. So for the price of that would fix it. It probably cost me probably more like, because basically I'd have to replace the whole thing. It probably cost me almost, I don't know, 300 to 500. If any components are any good at all. More than likely the whole motherboard would have to be replaced, plus the CPU, because it probably all got fried. So anything that's even worth keeping, maybe the screen. If the screen's not fried, that'd be the best piece to keep, but everything else had to be replaced. So at that rate, I'd just be better off, like picking up a cheap, like older Razer blade, or even I've seen like a Razer Edge tablet, gaming tablet. But at that rate, I'd probably just end up getting like an NVIDIA Shield for cheap. Or see if it'd be possible to stream with my Asus tablet. Because that's already got a quad-core CPU in it. But yeah, so that's why I'm not on recording a YouTube video for gaming, because I'll be honest, I was just too tired to really do that, and I shouldn't really even be on doing this as long as I have been. But I really wanted to put out another video for you guys and keep you guys up to date with what's going on, because it's definitely going to be exciting once I get MicroBeast fully up and running properly. Like I said, gotta turn that CPU cooler on. I still can't believe I accidentally put it on backwards. It's like, well, it runs, but I really don't feel comfortable trying to, run it that way, because under load I imagine it would shoot up to like 80 degrees Celsius, and I'm like, that doesn't make me happy. That's like trying to run that thing on a stock Intel cooler. No. Usually I'm fine, but not on one of them. Too great chance for it getting way hotter than I'm comfortable with. So, I like them low temperatures to be at 50 or 60 degrees Celsius, not the idle temperatures, man. That's just crazy. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. I know I said that this yesterday too, or technically, 2 days ago now. You know, if we're going by the fact that it's past midnight for me. But barring any more special local deals or anything else going on, like if I find something at Micro Center or if I take too long cleaning up, something in the house, I should be on tomorrow and actually have both a stream and a recording like I should. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. And if you like these vlogs, I'll keep doing them every once in a while, or whenever I don't actually have time to do a proper recording. If you don't, just tell me what I can do better, because I'm always up for some criticism. I'm always up for trying to improve what I do here. And otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.